Are you feeling insecure about your weight, height, looks, or anything, and even your ability to do a certain task? In this video, I am going to be telling you guys how to handle your insecurities and stop them from holding you back from your full potential. Thank you so much for watching another video upload. If you're new here, my name is Audrey, and in this particular video, we're just gonna have two chapters. So the first chapter is understanding the source of these insecurities and where they're actually coming from. That's the same thing, and then that's what we're dealing with. Then the second chapter is we're gonna be telling with the practical steps on handling this insecurity. Let's just get right into the video. I also have a special segment in this video that I urge you to stay tuned for, but I know I keep saying let's get into the video and not starting, so let's start. So insecurities are nagging self-doubt and uncertainty feelings that manifest in different ways, be it our appearance, our abilities, and even our relationships. I remember when I was a little girl, I think I was in grade 4 or 5 around the time, our teacher would always make us read paragraphs aloud, and whenever it was my turn to read, I would listen and I would read out, right? But then I would hear people, they would whisper and laugh and chatter, and they would do that because of my accent. Apparently I noticed, and I don't think maybe they didn't intend to hurt me as much, but they did hurt my feelings a lot, and that caused me to have such a big doubt when it came to my ability to speak. And even though I had a bit of confidence when it came to the spoken word and I was able to articulate myself back then, that really derailed me very much. And even growing up, I had more situations where I was bullied because of the way I looked. I have big calves. If you watch my vlogs, I think you have seen them, and that was something that also I experienced bullying in high school, and that would just make me feel less attractive than I actually I am. That made me feel less attractive, and even the sense of rejections and all those things that came on, that really crushed my self-esteem more and more and more. So those were where my insecurities came from, and they held me back from pursuing my desire to speak, to get into Toastmasters, and articulate myself and came to the spoken word. So insecurities come from different things. They can come from the past experiences like mine, where we have had situations of trauma or bullying, and that will cause us to feel bad or having these negative self-beliefs. And then they can also come from social comparison, on social media. I didn't feel this way until I started becoming a content creator and seeing all the content creators out there. They are so beautiful and they have their life figured out. Their lifestyles are grand, and I just felt so bad because I didn't look like the way they did, and I started comparing myself a lot. Insecurities can also come from societal expectations. I know very well if I get a certain age and I'm not married, because I am comparing myself to society, to what society believes or deems fit I should have accomplished by that time, I'm going to doubt myself because of that. Other ways that insecurities can come from the ability to think of that we have no control, a sense that we have no control of the way we look, especially when it comes to eye shapes, nose shapes, sizes, and also things we can be insecure about, and we think that we have no control all over it. But then these insecurities, as much as they are coming from so many sectors in our lives and so many aspects, right? We have to understand that they are normal. It is normal to experience these things, and it's not fair at any point of the time. But do not let it derail you at any point. You have to capture these insecurities and make them work for you as an advantage. I'm not going to move on to the second chapter, which I want to show you in this analogy that I found on TikTok, and I'm so excited for, so hold on. This being trauma, negative self experiences, and what did I just say? Oh, I think I put a lot. Okay. So this is all the negative experiences that comparison, the standards. This is like the negativity, right? And this is you. This is your heart, the glass, whatever. I forgot to. What's happening? See? As you guys saw in the analogy, like picture that glass as, let's say, your heart or your mindset, right? So it's filled with all those trauma, all those comparison, and those societal standards and everything like that, right? And then once you pour in the clean water, everything is like, my hands are still wet from that. So all those things are literally dissolved through and they pour out, and then what's left now is the clean water you pour in. It's the analogy that we're going to be using, the analogy of healing. And the way we are going to heal is we're going to pour in so much clean water. And when I say pouring in so much clean water, you're going to be saying like, Audrey, what do you mean? I mean that we are going to shift our mindsets completely. Shift your mindset from all that negativity to gain a positive mindset. But we hear about this in a lot of personal development videos. How do we actually shift our mindsets into a positive mindset? Hey, you already know the answer. Whatever you watch, whatever you listen to, literally changes your mindset. I know a lot of people just get like bored with the idea of listening to self-help podcasts or listening to like good quality content. You should just try to listen to those things, even a little bit, even for just 2 minutes, okay? Just try to listen to those things because they actually help. And once you pour in like goodness, once you start feeling goodness, once you start seeing people of high energy and like, you know, the Jordan Petersons of this world, your mindset starts to change. And this is so cool because if you didn't know, your brain is constantly rewiring itself and the neurons are constantly changing and intertwining. And if you start filling your brain with things of, you know, high energy, things of good quality, you know, non-trashy things, your brain will rewire itself into believe those good things. And if your insecurities are an aspect of like attractiveness, if you constantly tell yourself like you're beautiful, you're attractive, you're alluring and all those things, your brain will rewire it until it becomes like true and into yourself reality. Reality exists in two ways. It exists first in thought and then in actual physical world, right? So it starts, all of it starts from your head. And you kind of have to realize that those affirmations and those manifestations and the fake it, you make it, that's where they actually come from, because your brain would have rewired itself to believe those things. And be proactive and you're 100% responsible for your life. I'm gonna make a separate video on this one. Please tell me if you want it, but I'm gonna make it. Just tell me if you want it, okay? But please want it because I really want to make it, right? But in the words of Tim Cure, as a summary, stop being a passenger princess in your life and get in the driver's seat, right? There's this analogy again that I found on TikTok. This person was trying to align it with scene, but it also works for my point right now. He was saying if the manufacturer of the car is not blamed for the car getting in an accident and the driver is, why do you blame God for sin? By using the analogy of God, like being the manufacturer of the car and the car being your life and you being the driver of your life. You are the driver of your life. You are in control of your life. Be 100% responsible for it. But honestly, life has a lot of tough experiences and we have to take the actions to go to therapy, to journal, to figure out like the underlying burdens of it all and work on them. And the other way is to gain confidence in yourself, especially when it comes to insecurities aligned with our ability to do a certain task. It takes you to actually show up and do it. As you guys have heard me talk about this, I am insecure about the way I articulate myself and the way I express myself when it comes to the spoken word. and talking, right? But I'm here and I'm talking to you. And the reason why I'm here making this video is I am actually, some part of me is actually trying to learn, right, to articulate myself. I am practicing talking and sharing my ideas and sharing the things that I've learned in my life, right, to you, the people that I actually love. And now, like, I'm gonna get better, and there's a set of confidence in me. I've been recording, like right now, this is my third video back to back, and I'm been getting a bit more confident in the way I speak and the way I talk, right? And yes, maybe my accent is still a little bit bad, but I have changed my mindset when it comes to it, and I've fallen in love with it. And the more I'm falling in love with the way I talk, right now in college, people say they really like my accent, and in people in primary, they hated it, but people now are saying good things about it. And then the third thing you're gonna do is start practicing gratitude and being kind and gentle to yourself. Just be kind to yourself, practice gratitude. Again, gratitude is aligned with the first point of gaining a positive mindset, because once you are grateful for the things that you actually have, and when you're proud of the things you actually have, you start to feel life, or you start to have like a more positive outlook on things, right? And I heard this story from, what was it? How to influence friends and how to win friends and influence people. I hope I didn't butcher the name of the book. I always butcher names, yeah. But then I hope I didn't butcher the name of that book. And he was saying a story of how he was constantly like seeing the negative stuff about his partner, and how she always was like, he was always picking on the bad stuff about her, right? And then when he started keeping this book, and then every single day he would write like one good thing that he liked about her. And once he started writing that, on the anniversary, he gave his partner the book, and she felt so much better about it. And even their relationship, the way he felt her started to change. It started to be more like positive, and they didn't have like those fights anymore. And you can do that as well. You can make that book for yourself, and every single day, it doesn't have to be a lot of things. It can just be one thing, or you can not even write in a book. You can just look at it. You look at yourself in the mirror and just say one thing that you're proud of yourself, that you're proud, or you're happy about. You can say, oh, you know what, maybe I'm not the slimmest, but I have beautiful eyes. You don't even have to reference to things that you don't like about yourself. You can just be like, I have beautiful eyes, I have beautiful lips, I have a beautiful height. Just say things that you're really proud of, like beautiful about yourself. Then now for this special segment of the video, I just want to let you know that God loves you so much. Okay, He loves you no matter what you look like or what you think you're incapable of doing. Even if you think you have a big nose, or God still loves you. Even if you think you're not worth the love, He still loves you. And to Him, you're the most special, most beautiful, most wonderful thing in the entire universe. And that's just a little message for you to take away at the end of the video. If you don't remember anything, just remember that one thing, that God loves you, you're special to Him, you are abundant in Him, and He cares for you genuinely. And maybe you didn't have to listen to everything else, just listen to this one thing. And I also very much appreciate you watching my video and uploading. I promise they'll always get better. Things are gonna get better and better from now. And I always want you to look at me like as a point, like an example that I'm just a normal girl. I have faced a lot of trauma and all those things, right? Not looking for sympathy, but I'm trying to chase my dream as well, and I'm trying to do things that I love. And every single day, every single video upload, I'm trying. So if I try, and if I can do it, and if I'm getting better and better, so can you. You can also get better and do better, right? So thank you so much for watching this video. I also have a video on how to do things that you said you're going to do, and mastering the art of discipline. So you can watch that. It's right over here. I'll see you in the next one. I love you. Bye.